Good evening, everyone. My name is Oluwatomisin, and I want to welcome you to Cisco Africa Academy. This is an academy that brings business professionals and entrepreneurs together, and it's a place where business, lifestyle, and entrepreneurship really take place. And it's a pleasure to have us all around today. Like the Tiwa song that says, "The land is green." This evening we'll be talking about tourism. There's a lot of green lands all over Nigeria, and we have so many opportunities to explore in the tourism sector. And this evening, we'll be having Madam Nanna Yakubu to speak with us, who is a veteran in the field, to speak with us on career development in Nigeria tourism industry. So we have all the way from the north, I'll be taking it. We have the Kajuru Castle coming down to the Midbed. We have the Zuma Rock coming down to the southwest. We have the Uluma Rock, and going down to the south, we have the Cattle Ranch all over, even much more that we know that there are tourist attractions in Nigeria. And this evening we have a pleasure of having a veteran to tell us more about it. And also I'll be talking about her profile now. She is a tourism professional who is currently the Zonal Coordinator of Nigerian Tourism Development Corporation in just Plateau State. And she's an author of tourism. She's an author of a book, which is Introduction to Tourism Studies for Schools and Colleges in Nigeria, which has been approved by the Nigerian government to be used in schools and colleges in Nigeria. She has been awarded a top 100 tourism personalities in Nigeria by Africa Travel Quarterly Magazine in 2020. And she has a lot of awards to tourism work in Nigeria, and today she hyped the Basat Rock Formation in Region just this morning, and this evening she's here today. She has value to each and every one of us, so that we learn one thing or the other. I want to welcome you on board, and I believe that you will enjoy the lecture. Thank you so much. On this note, I would like to welcome Nanna Yakubu to take us even into the topic, which is career development in Nigeria tourism industry. You're welcome. You can have the platform.
I believe we are going to rock minds, and by the grace of God, we all benefit from each other. So, like we discussed, and the topic given to me, career development in tourism. Now, when you talk about career development, especially in the tourism industry, it means you have chosen tourism as a career, and you have to keep improving on the career path as you move and grow in the industry. Now, it is very important because it is a process that you have to be the best that you can be and be able to compete favorably with other competitors in the sector. Now, when you talk about career, if you've chosen tourism as your career and you are not trained or keep training yourself, definitely you'll be out of business. Because number one, the industry is dynamic, and the tourist needs and wants change at all times. The environment of the industry changes. So if you don't train yourself, if you don't keep yourself abreast, then you'll be left out in the business. So when you choose tourism as your career, you should know that you must keep improving yourself, keep educating yourself, your skills, because the environment, like I said, keeps changing. So let's look at the new normal now with what is happening now. Definitely you have people who are organizing trainings, institutions, organizations organizing trainings on the health regulations for travel health regulations. So if you are not abreast, if you don't train yourself, you will not be able to meet up with the new trends in the tourism industry. And the thing is that for the Nigerian tourism sector, You know, the tourism sector is kind of grossly underutilized. And of course, but there are several emerging jobs and careers that youths and upcoming tour operators, tour guides, as long as you are in the travel sector, you benefit from the industry. Now we have various opportunities in the tourism sector. Once you are in the sector, you choose it as your career. You can be a travel agent, you can be a tour guide, you can be a social media manager. That brings us to us knowing that there's a need for us to be digitally compliant in the tourism sector, because the sector is all about visuals. There are some basic digital techs that we should understand as professionals in the industry. At least you should be able to relate digitally with your clients or potential tourists that intend to visit whatever product you are marketing. You can also be a public relations manager in the tourism as a professional. If you choose the career of tourism, you can be an executive chef. There's a chef who is here in Jos that has organized food tour for like 3 years. He's organizing the 4th year now, bringing culinary cuisines from all over, packaging it like a tour, bringing food culinary tourists to come and enjoy what he has to offer. So if you choose tourism as a career in Nigeria, in Nigeria as a country, the opportunities are there for you. And you can also be an event manager, you can be a hotel manager, and you can be a travel photographer. Now I'm going to talk mostly about the youths in Nigeria. The youths in Nigeria have opportunities in the tourism sector. Why am I saying that? Because 80% of travels are done by youths. And youths are still strong with no form of serious commitment. So they are opportune to be able to go out in the industry, help themselves, train themselves, acquire skills, and earn from it, because we have high unemployment rates, but the opportunities are there for youths in the tourism industry in Nigeria. A youth can be a travel advisor. Now, if you are so familiar with your terrain, your community, you know the sites around your community, you can advise potential tourists and they pay you for it for a fee. You can advise them and they pay you for it for a fee. You can also be a travel photographer. Train yourself, update yourself, make sure you understand the trends, what the tourists need. You train, make sure that you give every opportunity you have to update yourself, to educate yourself, you do it. Because the industry is dynamic. So even as a travel photographer, there are tourists that want to visit a place and keep memories with them. So when you take pictures of those attractions, you can sell it. Now, we have tour guides. I'm a tour guide, but do you have those skills? Do you have those skills that a tour guide is supposed to have? Because a good product sells itself. So as a tour guide, you should be able to have the storytelling skills that will make tourists even give referrals to others to, oh, I have this tour guide, he's very good. And he can do very well, he can take you around And you keep having clients coming to you. But when you are not trained, when you are not a trained tour guide, you don't have those skills that a tour guide has. Just know that you will not be in business for long. Like I keep saying, a good product sells itself. Now, even the youth too, travel blogging. A lot of youths are into digital tech. So if you can share experiences online, you make money from it. Travel experiences, tourist sites that will attract tourists to visit, you can make something from it. It will be a career, but you have to also keep updating yourself. And then you can also create travel apps that will make a tourist visit more enjoyable. When you have tourist apps that will help a tourist visit more enjoyable, you are earning something from it. You already have a career in the industry. And I also want us to note that in Nigeria today, we have about 28 universities, both public and private, that offer tourism and leisure studies. And then we have about 12 polytechnics that offer leisure and tourism studies at national diploma and HND level. Then, of course, we have other training institutes, like we have Nine Hotels, we have other private institutes. So if you choose tourism as a career, it is expected that you keep advancing, improving your skills, educating yourself, learn, understand the dynamics of the industry, so that you, as an upcoming youth or as a tour operator, a tour guide, a social media manager, an event manager, of course, when we talk of MICE, can benefit from the tourism industry in Nigeria. And then one thing I know is that for you to be in this industry, you must be passionate about what you do. That's the truth. You must have passion for what you do. And then you must also have a very likable dispensation. You must have the aptitude to like people, because that is what helps in the industry. The industry is more about relating with people. You are giving services to people. Some of them can be annoying, but because you are in that business, you must be patient and pleasant so that you'll be able to sell your product. And then, of course, get a revisit from tourists and of course, potential clients in the tourism sector. Now, when you train yourself, you improve yourself as a tourism professional. It has a lot of benefits. Yes, it has a lot of benefits because you become better in what you do because you have the right skills, become more professional and better in what you do. And you also it gives you lots of opportunities. The opportunities will be there for you. Wide, the market is very large. The sky is big for everyone. So, but when you are better, you know that you are above your competitors. That is what sells in the service industry. And tourism, of course, is in the service industry. And then it will open doors for you because your product is good and you are a professional. A lot of people prefer to deal with professionals, knowing that, oh, you have some kind of certification, you are trained. It speaks volumes. It shows that you are in business. It shows that, yes, you are ready to move what you are selling forward. So you need to, tourism, if you are in the tourism sector, you need to step up your game and ensure that you train yourself, improve your skills in the sector, and of course, educate yourself. Like I rightly said, we already have universities that offer degree courses. We have polytechnics. And in secondary schools today, tourism is already an entrepreneurial subject. It's a trade course. So it's approved by the federal government, inculcated in schools by Federal Ministry of Education, because they have come to realize that, yes, tourism has great opportunity for Nigerian youth. So they need to get the knowledge early so that they will become better in what they do. Some of us didn't get the opportunity to study, to learn tourism as a subject in secondary school. It's from the higher institution that we're able to get that knowledge, professional knowledge of tourism. But because we have passion for the industry, we keep learning, we keep improving on our skills. It's an ongoing thing. You will not say that because I have a degree today in tourism, I will not improve myself. I have improved myself in so many ways, trainings, various trainings, both by government training institutes, by private institutions, online trainings. There are so many online trainings, free. UNWTO has an online training free that we can all benefit from and help our career in the industry as we grow. I hope I'm giving other. I'm not talking too much. It's okay. I'm good. I'm moving right.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I think, and also because as a professional, you must reflect pleasant personalities. There are so many people in the industry that don't even understand why they should reflect pleasant personalities. When we're talking about pleasant personalities, you also do you reflect it even while you network with your other colleagues. Because in this industry, you need to network with other professionals. You cannot do it alone. So your personality must reflect while doing business with your other professional colleagues as well as the tourists, because that is what will move your business. So you need to understand. Then as you train, as you acquire more skills, you now have a better understanding and a very relaxed flow of doing business in the tourism industry. So I think the opportunity is there for us in Nigeria to choose tourism as a career, as a profession, and grow in it, because the industry is multifaceted. There are so many subsectors in the industry, and as such is labor intensive. That's why I said you must, but it pays. You must be passionate so that you'll be able to deliver. You're able to sell a product. You're able to provide those services that the tourist needs. And of course, you are also selling your country. You're also selling Nigeria as your country. So I think those are the few points that I have to present. If there are questions, of course, we can go ahead and answer some of the questions. If you have any question that you need to ask me to expatiate more on what I've said, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma. I think we'll be able to jot one or two things together and also understand the plight of the tourism industry, particular to Nigeria. So please, if you have any question, kindly raise your hand, or you can use the chat box. If you don't want to use your voice, you can use the chat box. So I can see a hand raised by John Fatoni. So John Fatoni, kindly unmute and ask your question, please.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Good evening.
Yes, good
Yes,
evening.
yeah, good evening.
Madam, how are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you very much. Oh, that has been a wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very
very
much.
much. Tourism is very dear to my heart.
Yeah.
Going by the fact that I'm an environmentalist,
Oh,
and
beautiful.
if you must get it right, if you must get it right in our environment, then we must get tourism right too. Tourism must be in the right place. So I'm concerned, particularly number one, about how we have messed up nature, you know, due to anthropogenic activities. Okay, let me use a simpler word now. Due to irresponsible deforestation, cutting, and so many other things that has made some of these, animals, green life, those days when we go to the beaches, we used to see dolphins and so many tourist attractions. No, but now our nature, our indiscriminate, irresponsible nature has messed up a lot of things. And tourism, our tourist attractions are more like a shadow of themselves lately. Itself rather. If you travel to Dubai, for instance, you'll be asked to pay, a large sum of money to ride on a horse, enjoy the safari, the desert. And we have all these things in Bauchi State, Nigeria. We have the Yankari Games reserves and so many other things. So that's what are the actions our indiscriminate and irresponsible to infuse environment with tourism? Because if we mess up our environment, then there will not be any sights to see. There wouldn't be any leisure. There wouldn't be any place to enjoy ourselves. Greenery. Yeah, you really see greenery in our cities lately, especially if you come to Lagos. You really see greeneries. Places you can see green life is maybe the Lekki Conservation Center, and a select few other places. So, what can we do to make tourism attractive, especially domestic tourism, so that we will not have the need to always travel out of the country to enjoy ourselves when we have nice places here in this country? And I want to say this, that probably, government agencies and government people, corporations and agencies are paying lip services to domestic. What are you doing to make domestic tourism interesting? Patronize our homemade goods, travel to our indigenous tourist centers in this country. We say we should patronize, we should local content, visit our places, enjoy our culture, see our places and so many other things. But we do little or nothing to improve the things we have here. So that's my first question. My second question and last one will be this insecurity, this issue of insecurity. Insecurity has become a big threat to domestic tourism, especially in Nigeria today. In the northern part of this country, in the north central part, and some other parts, I had a rumor, I don't know how true that is, that some guys are enjoying themselves at the Kajuri Castle sometimes ago in Kaduna. And bandits killed a lot of them, fun seekers and so many. So what's security? Because it's appearing as if governments are happy about this. So what are the palliatives or the alternative ways of fixing the issue of security as it affects tourism in Nigeria? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, you talked about the environment, right? And then, of course, insecurity. So let me start with the environmental issues that we have. You know, the average Nigerian loves, is it bushmeat? Bushmeat a lot. One of the problems that added to environmental issues is the issue of eating these wild animals. You said when you were a child, you go to the beach, you see dolphins. A lot of fishermen have fished them out and eaten them, sold them out. When I was a kid, we here around the North Central, you find monkeys around close by, you know, because they are beautiful trees. And but like you rightly said, some of these trees are gone. But it is our responsibility now that we have so many NGOs, even as a tour guide or an environmentalist, you can organize tree planting, because they said if you cut one tree, you should plant 5. Sensitize the local communities. A lot of them use the trees for firewood. Sensitize local communities that if you cut one tree, plant 5. If you cut one tree, plant 5. They need to start understanding these things. If not, they'll tell you, oh, this is what we use. It's our means of livelihood. This is what we use in cooking. But like you said, most of this ecotourism species, biodiversity are fading away, are going away. But it is our responsibility, responsible tourism, because we want domestic tourism in Nigeria to thrive. And how do we go about it? We must sensitize the people, let them understand the benefits that this will bring to them in their community. Now, I'm a member of the hike group in Plateau State. I'm a hiker. I even hiked this morning. We went to the Basalt Rock Formation. It is a rock formation that has different communities around them. But we hiked that community. And somehow we got chatting with some of the youths in the local community. We talked to them about, okay, how can you ensure that what you have is preserved? In fact, in particular, I encourage some of them because we discovered that some of them are students, some are in the university. So I told them that some of you can go and study tourism because you already have this, it is your community. So you will be able to protect your community well, be able to market your community well, and also earn something from your community. Some of you should read tourism, become professionals in the industry, because God has already given you something here. So when it comes to the issue of environment, we as Nigerians, we have to also tell ourselves that we need to work on some of these things. We need to start appreciating nature. In fact, what one of them told me was that is only white people that come around here, that they didn't know that the black man has started liking something like this. Somebody in the village community is telling me that, a young boy, and now told him that, yes, we appreciate what we have. So we come here to enjoy it and also promote it and tell the world that this is what we have. And at the same time, tell you people to protect it. Make sure that it is not distorted. Make sure that it remains the way it is. So some of this issue of environment, we ourselves have to work on ourselves. Now, when we hike, issue of pollution, when we hike, we of course, we go with water, you know, snacks, biscuits, but You don't litter. We don't litter. Whatever you go, you put it in your backpack. Whatever you eat and remain, the biscuit cover, the bottles, plastic, put them in your bag. When you get home, you litter them in your dustbins. So we encourage that too in our high group, responsible tourism. We encourage responsible tourism in our high group. And then the issue of insecurity. Well, insecurity is a global thing. It's not only in Nigeria. It's a global thing. That's the truth. My advice will be that if you have a tourist or you have people coming in, you don't take them to attractions that are not safe. You don't take tourists to attractions that are not safe. And before you take a tourist to any attraction, you must ensure that the local community are involved, security around that environment are involved. Because anywhere that there's insecurity, I believe that there are also security men. There are security, the government will ensure that there are, at certain points, you have security. The military, the police, the civil defense around there. So you make sure that as a professional, you work with them. The local community are also involved. Like what we do, where we went today, we ensured that the security around that area are involved. In fact, they even escorted us to the tourist site. And also the community, involve the community head, the community leaders, the youth leaders. They also, in fact, they gave us an escort and took us around. So some of these things are doable. There are tour guides or tour operators that look for shortcut way of doing things. Okay, because ABC tour operator took somebody here, then I can equally just take that person without doing the necessary recce checks before taking visitors. So some of these things, I think we on our own, we can work on it when it comes to the issue of insecurity. And the moment you hear that the place is not secured, do your background check. You don't take tourists there. Look at Israel. From time immemorial, we've known Israel to be having crisis, but yet Israel is one country that receives tourists, religious tourists from all over the world. So how are they doing it? I have been to Israel, and at the time I went to Israel, anywhere there's a security challenge, the tour guides will not take us there. They will not take you, they'll take you to safer places because they are in the business of tourism. So I think on our own part, because you cannot say I'll take a tourist to what do you call it, an attraction in Northeast, or you mentioned if there's been a recent issue in that area, you will not take a tourist to that area. You will not risk it. You sell other safer products to tourists.
That's correct.
You sell safer products to the tourists. So, and we keep praying and believing that we'll overcome these insecurities. That's our prayer, so that we'll benefit more. The insecurity, yes, it has its own disadvantages and setbacks, but I believe that we can do much more as professionals in the industry. And then another thing I want us to understand is that sometimes we in the industry, we carry stories that are not really true. Sometimes we exaggerate some of these things. That's the truth. Sometimes we exaggerate some of these things. We overflog it on the media. Meanwhile, it is not as it is. Because somebody wrote about it, I'll pick that right up, add whatever I want to add to it, and send it. Probably something that happened years back. We've seen it. They will revisit it and make it look as if it happened yesterday. The basalt rock formations that we went today, if we had listened to people, we wouldn't have gone there. Oh, it's not safe. Oh, is this? Oh, is that? But we went there and came back, and it's safe because we did our background checks. We did the needful, contacted the right people, worked with the community and the security around there. So honestly, we on our own part, we have to go back to the drawing board and work on a lot of things. Okay. I hope you're okay with my explanations, Mr. John. Hello.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. It's take home for me is that. Yes. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. I said
Yes,
thank
I
you
can
so very
hear
much.
you.
Oh, all right. I said thank you. Thank you so very much. We just like you said, we need to start appreciating nature.
Yeah.
Just like the United Nations had decade on ecosystem restoration. You know, that will
Yes.
last for the next 10 years. You know, to restore. Yeah. But you see, I think the problem also is stops and hence at the face of enforcement. I think our laws should be environmental laws should be more
enforced,
enacted.
yes.
Now people's you know yeah, so I think my last question would be, do you think the Nigerian government is doing enough to make our tourist destinations attractive? I was in my state recently, and the destination, the tourist site was in shackles, and I was wondering what's happening. We expect that governments and some of the agencies will take up, if you know, some of these tourist centers, or private individuals, maybe in a concession manner, public tourist centers.
Yeah. You see, the truth about tourism is that all over, in countries where tourism thrives, it's private sector driven. Government is more about policies. Tourism is private sector driven. Government cannot do what the private, yes, everything. Government cannot do everything. So the private sector will need to come in because it is a business. Tourism is a business. Tourism is a business. And for any business to thrive, is private sector. So if you go to most of, because they are the ones that have the hotels, it's a private sector. They're the ones that have the hotels, they're the ones that have resorts, they're the ones that are into the business of tourism, not government. Government is about the policy, ensuring that they have some guidelines that will help the industry thrive. But when it comes to the matter, it is the private sector. They are the ones that own the transportation businesses. It's private sector, the hotels, resorts, and even conference centers, and they are the owners of the industry, I would say. So we, like you rightly said, probably some of the attractions or the sites owned by government, they can come together in the private sector and invest. Want to do the business themselves. So I would like us to start understanding in Nigeria that honestly, if we have to drive the tourism sector in Nigeria, we must think like every other country is doing. The private sector should come in. The private sector should come in and move this in this invest in the sector. That's my candid advice, because honestly, now it's about entrepreneurship actually. So an entrepreneur is a businessman, right? So if you are an entrepreneur in the industry, you will not expect government to come and build the hotel for you. Government cannot do it. Government is to put down policies that will guide and ensure that the sector, the tourism as an industry benefits the country. So I think that is what we should understand.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. So we still have currently 3 more questions. So let's have Bethel from Mambila. Bethel from Mambila.
Okay, Bethel. Bethel, how are you? Yes, Bethel.
I'm fine, ma. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
And I'm happy being part of this moment. I have 3 questions. Okay, before I go to the question, I say thank you, Ma, for the section that is so educative and then really guiding. So I have 3 questions. Now, one is this: what is the fate of those without certification in the industry? This is my reason for asking that. Someone like me, I studied microbiology. I got to Mambila too. I fell in love with nature. So going back for certification is not coming to my head. What was coming to my head was, oh, all this beauty I'm seeing, let me make it known to the whole world that, okay, this is the most beautiful part of this country. Now, being on that, promoting that destination all this while. So what is the fate of those of us that does not have certification? Before you answer that, I know the answer might be, then go and get certification. Do we leave what we are doing and go for that? That's my first question. My second question is, what is the government's effort in encouraging studying tourism? At a point I was making angry in trying to get certificate, the certification thing. And then the person I was asking question told me that, what did I study? I said microbiology. He said, oh, you need to go back and write WAEC. I was like, I don't understand. Going back to the very beginning, he said yes. So what are the efforts government is putting in place to encourage people to study this very course? Probably there are some, how do I put it now? Consideration, there are some scholarship and things like that. So what are the government efforts in making study?
Hello?
Okay. So she said after the service, she will need to go and get a job, at least that's life. I was like, studying tourism, I think you are not the one to be looking for job. Job should be looking for you. I didn't study tourism, for crying out loud, and then I can even create space for you to be employed. So I assume that people don't know how juicy this very part is. What are the efforts in place to let people know what tourism entails, what it can actually deliver? In the meeting we had during the day, I think in the afternoon, I learned that one senator was saying they should put some things to some sector that are not relevant, like tourism. The senator is saying tourism is not relevant. I want to believe that a lot of people don't really know what tourism entails. So what are the measures in place to make this aspect known? Thank you so much.
Okay.
Those are my questions.
Let me start from the last one up. Okay. Now, like if you remember, I said earlier that because the federal government, Federal Ministry of Education rather, have recognized and beginning to understand that tourism is an industry that creates jobs. What did I say? They inculcated tourism as a subject in secondary schools. Now they are beginning to imbibe in these youths early. Let them know that their skills, their entrepreneur, their careers, their opportunities for them in the industry. Then the government also have training institute, that is the NIHOTO. And recently, the NIHOTO have been going around giving trainings on tour guiding to youths and women. One was recently held in Jos here, and I was opportuned to even slot in young upcoming tour guides, travel guides that have been coming to me for technical advice or something. I was able to bring them in at no cost. They were happy. Now they are certified. They have certificates as tour guides. So you look out for these opportunities. NIHOTO is the training arm for tourism. It gives also skills, you know, and I think a postgraduate training. They certify even IAT yourself in the industry. It is expected that you help yourself improve your skills. I said earlier that there are also even free online courses. UNWTO, if you go to UNWTO Academy, they have free online courses that you can benefit from and get certificates. Then you also look out, make contacts with the NIHOTO anytime they're having training around the Northeast. You ensure that you take advantage of such trainings, Northeast or Northwest. Take advantage of such trainings and get a certification, because like I told you, certification is very important. Your tourists coming in need to have that confidence. They need to know that yes, you are a certified professional in the industry. You can't start telling a tourist that you are a microbiologist. Yes, of course, microbiology, you are talking of eco tourism, but it's more of micro species. So I think it will be very good for you, Bethel, to have some form of certification. They have trainings, you have trainings for 1 week, improve your skills. You know, like I said earlier, you will not go, like even me, direct tourism at the high institution, I didn't remain my HND certificate. I kept improving myself. I have a lot of certification. Some are online, yes, and some, of course, NIHOTO, private tourism training institutions. It is very important. Now, it will even give you confidence as a tour and travel guide. You know that you have some form of certification in the sector. And of course, you help yourself by understanding some of the trends. You keep yourself abreast with the new trends in the industry. It's not only of practical, you also need to understand how it works, the technicality of the industry. So when you bring these two together, you know, of course, you are good to go. You know that you have what it takes to sell your product. Not that you are not doing good, from your passion, but it is always good to have some form of certification, because there are organizations that want to deal with you if they know you have that certification, you are a certified tour guide, you have some basic training, you have skills combined in the tourism industry. So I wish you good luck. And if I'm opportune to know of any training that will come your way, I will benefit you, I will make sure that I inform you better. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ma.
Thank you so much, Ma.
So we still have 2 more questions and 1 raised hand so far. So I'll read one question from the chat box. Then after that, I'll read the other one. This one is coming from, let's say, Ukaibu. Sorry if I don't pronounce it very well. It says, good evening.
Who?
Joseph.
Yeah, good. I would like to know the name, because I'd love to address the person with his name.
Okay. The name is Ukaibu Joseph. Ukaibu Joseph.
Joseph, okay.
Yes. So I say, good evening. Thank you very much for your incisive lecture tonight. My question is, many of us have flares for tourism and entertainment. However, I've not ventured into it. Can you tell us how it starts? Do we need to first do courses or something before venturing into it?
Okay, Joseph, I just spoke with Bethel, and he told us how his passion drove him to the business of tourism, and he is doing well. You can start because you have a flair. Make it a passion, a full passion for the industry, and start with your passion. Then as you grow in the career path, you improve your skills, you keep improving your skills and advancing your knowledge as a professional in the industry. So you can start, you start marketing maybe around you. If you know of tourist sites around you, you visit them, and you start marketing them. Make sure you have you register your business as is it whatever you want to do? Is it an executive chef, or is it a tour guide, or is it a travel agent, or is it a tour operator, travel photographer, a blogger, or you are creating an app? Whatever you are doing, travel advice, just make sure you follow the necessary channel and start your business. And by the time you start your business, I will encourage you and keep telling you that improve your skills. Improve your skills, because professional learning teaches you the skills you need to succeed in the industry. If you don't have professional learning, how will you succeed in the industry? You will remain at a particular point, but you need to keep improving. Like I said, the needs and wants of the tourists keep changing. The tourist environment keeps changing. So we need to be abreast. We need to keep ourselves abreast. And how do we go about it? You keep yourself abreast by improving your skills, learning as you move in the career that you have chosen. Thank you. Joseph, I hope you're okay with my explanations.
Okay, Ma. So we have another question here from the chat box from
I'm very much okay.
Okay, this one is from Ume Florence.
Thank you, Ma.
Next question is from Ume Florence from the chat box. Ume Florence.
At the same time.
So she says, good evening, Mrs. Nana. Thank you for this great lecture. I'm so excited to come across this today. I'm an alumni of Universal School of Aviation. My course study is airline ticketing and reservation. but I am also very much interested in the tourism sector. So is tourism something one does his or her own way, or there are tourism community that host tours for more knowledge? I am not prepared to take the tourism course, and I am so much interested in engaging in tourism.
Okay. You are not okay. She said she did something on ticketing,
Airline ticketing,
and she's not ready to ticketing. But as if you want to go into the tourism aspect, then you need to have some form of skills. You need to have some form of skills. Maybe number one, your passion. The passion should drive you first, and then as you grow in that line, you improve yourself, you acquire more skills. Because you will not want to remain at that level. I just explained to Joseph now. You will not want to remain at that point that you started your business. You need to know the current situation, information in the business, the future trends in the industry that will help you retain your valued customers. So if you go into the business of tour packaging, tour guiding, you must improve your skills. You must add more knowledge. You must be more professional in what you do, because it will help you in your service delivery. One of the problems we have in the tourism industry in Nigeria is service delivery. And that service delivery is due to lack of professional training. So if you are well trained, you have those skills in the industry, definitely your service delivery will be super. And tourism is about services. So if you don't give the required standard service delivery, you will not have a return back from your potential clients or the tourists that have visited before. There might not be a revisit or referrals. So I believe that the best way to go about this is help yourself, acquire more skills. Like I said, there are free online courses. And if you are in Abuja, you can put your ears on the ground. If you hear Naihoto is a training, you take advantage of that. There are some of us, some of this upcoming youth that we want a shortcut to a lot of things. We don't want to sit down for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks to learn something, but we want to make money from it. Believe me, today I'll encourage you and advise that keep improving on yourself. Don't remain at that point that you started. Keep moving forward. Step up your game. Keep growing in the industry so that you can be an authority in what you do. Professionalism is what drives the industry. Professionalism in every sector is what moves that industry. So as a professional in what the career you've chosen, it is what that will sell you. It is what will sell your product. And I repeat again, a good product sells itself. If you can't sit in one place and think that your business will grow like that without improving your professional, your profession. So I will encourage you, Julie, that please, as you go into the business of tourism, maybe packaging tours because of your passion, along the line as you grow, improve your skills, learn more, help yourself so that you'll be abreast with the new trends in the industry. You will also be able to compete favorably with other competitors in the industry.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma.
Hello.
So on this note, I would like to call on our last person who asked question for tonight, the person of Theophilus Adeleke. Theophilus Adeleke, you have the platform. You can ask a question, please. Theophilus Adeleke, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, you have the platform, please.
Okay, yes. So every venture has its challenges, but the peculiarity of the security challenge is a big threat to the tourism sector, and it's giving some of us who think it's an investment window. It's giving us a rethink, because everybody wants safety is primary and is supreme to every other need for pleasure and enjoyment and vacations. So it's a challenge. How do you think we can ensure that we overcome this challenge and win the confidence of people to embrace the sector and embrace our business in the line of this terrorism? Did you get my question?
Yeah, you talked about this insecurity is a big challenge, and investing in the business is a little bit scary, right?
Very, very. It's like
yeah, I can understand.
Mission now.
Yeah, I can understand the fears, like I said, but insecurity is a global issue. It's not only in Nigeria alone. I explained earlier, I said something about, I gave an example with Israel, how Israel operates. From time immemorial, even from the Bible times, we've always known that Israel has always had problems, crises, wars. But today, Israel gets the highest number of religious tourists from all over the world, because they have a way they go about it. Anywhere that is unsafe, like the Mount Sinai, they stopped climbing the Mount Sinai when they discovered the insecurity issues in Mount Sinai. But people still go to Israel. They still go to other sites. Private investors come up with ideas. You come up with new ideas around a safe environment, because ideas, again, is what moves the industry. If you are not skilled, if you are not trained, if you don't help yourself get some form of professional education, the ideas might not be there for you, because you are working with what has always been there. There's a lot of creativity around this industry now. A lot of states have come up with so many things. There's this water park in, is it Delta State? All is creativity. I've seen the video somewhere. There's a new golf place in Kano, and it's like a small city with different facilities and amenities for tourists. So sometimes creativity, yes, nature is beautiful. If for now you cannot access some of these attractions, you make do. Creativity may do with other products in the industry. So that is my take in this, that if some sites are not safe for now, don't take any tourist to an unsafe site. Come up with ideas, get investors. If your idea, if what you have, your proposal, what you have is beautiful, is marketable, you do your research well, you get investors. And especially if you are doing it in a very safe environment, you get investors. There are banks that have even started giving loans to top. Before, they don't give out loans to tourism, people with tourism proposals, with good products to sell. But I hear that some banks have started assisting with like Sterling Bank, with loans, and not the interest rate, not much, for tourism practitioners, tourism entrepreneurs who want to improve on what they have or start a tourism business. So I think we can look at some of these areas so that it will help us. But like I'll encourage us that these insecurities will not be forever. So the much we can do from now, taking tourists to safe places, will also be good, so that we will not leave out some of the safe attractions, because some attractions are not accessible enough, or are not too safe for us to go. There are still safe products that we can visit. There are still natural, beautiful attractions that are safe, that we can take our visitors to. So I think I'll encourage us to look at that aspect. So thank you. Is it Joseph, or who did I speak with?
That's Theophilus.
Okay, Theophilus, yes, okay. So I think that is what we should try to look at, because actually it's really, it can be discouraging for entrepreneurs in the tourism sector, but you try to look at other avenues. Be creative, like I said earlier, and look for investors who can key into that creative proposal that you have come up with. And then, how would you be creative now? You need to be abreast with the new trends. You need to know what tourists want, their needs and wants. So you improve your skills, you work on your skills. Look for opportunities that will help you in the business.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma. Women Florency has one more question. I think this will not like to take much of our time, so this will be the last question for the night. So you can reach out to her, I believe, probably later on through other means on social media and via our contact. So Women Florency, thank you, Mrs. Nana. My second question is, what is the government's acknowledgement when we bring tourists from another country to explore the nature and adventures of Nigeria?
Okay, government acknowledgement.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
What is government acknowledgement?
Okay, so
knowing that you are bringing in
foreign tourists from another country to explore nature and adventures in Nigeria.
Bring in foreign tourists. Okay, I believe that when Nigerians traveling out, when you travel out of the country benefits from number one, your stay there, because you will book it, you stay in a hotel. The multiplier effect is what we're talking about. There'll be a multiplier effect in the economy.
Yes.
And then, of course, yes, there'll be a multiplier effect in the economy. So when we talk about the recognition is about the economy of the country is now moving up. Bringing people to the country, you've given employment, you've put food on some people's table, it goes round. The farmer has taken food to the market, the food bought by the hoteliers is being cooked, served to and paid for, and it goes round, the multiply effect, and all this goes round, and the farmer uses the money to also pay school fees, probably buy other things, and it's a multiply effect that goes round in the economy. And of course, the statistics, government will now know that the business of tourism is moving, and work on maybe policies, improve on the policies that will cushion the industry and ensure that the industry brings in more for the country. Because when you work on your tourism sector as a country, of course, you are working on your economy. It's about bringing up your economy. The multiply effect is what the whole country will feel, that yes, you brought in tourists in the country. Just like if we travel out, the country benefits, because there are a lot of things. You go to shops, you buy food, you go to tourist sites, you buy souvenirs. That it goes around, is a multiplier effect. So like I keep saying, government cannot do everything. Government has its own responsibility, the policy side of the responsibility. So the sector is private sector driven. Government is also doing its best at marketing and promoting, like the functions of the NTDC. What we do, like what I do at my zonal level now, the zones, the states within my zone, as much as possible, we work with them to ensure that tourism activities within the state strive. We give them technical advice, and we also promote them. We also promote the attractions within the state, the states under us. So those are some of the things that we do too as a government organization.
Okay. So thank you so much, Ma. I believe, Ube Florence, I think the question have been answered. And so, so just before we round up, Ma, I don't know if you'd like to share with us where people can connect with you, probably your social media or other avenues that people can use to connect with you.
Okay, I'd also like to say something.
Okay.
My book, I wrote something on career, tourism as a career in Nigeria. So you can, if you need more of understanding of this career in the tourism sector, you can get a copy of my book also. And then my social media handle, I'm on Instagram as Nanna _Yakubu. You can link me up there. I'm also on LinkedIn as Nanna Yakubu. I'm on Facebook as Nanna Yakubu. And well, Twitter is off, but I'm also on Twitter in case it comes back again as Cool Nanna Yaks on Twitter. And I also have a handle for the North Central Zone. Some of you have been following it, NTDC North Central. So thank you very much. It has been a pleasant evening for me. And I also enjoyed your questions. And I believe that we'll talk more probably on other topics as it relates to tourism and the growth of tourism in Nigeria. Our goal, our desire is to see the industry and Nigeria reap from this economy, the tourism as an industry. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. So a quick one, man. For people that are in Lagos State, how do they get the book?
I've sent the book to some people in Lagos, but I would like to I'm still waiting for some productions. It's supposed to be out. My printer is set by next week. You know, with the approval by Federal Minister of Education, the new book is coming with the approval logo. The new publication is coming with the approval logo. So you can communicate or inbox me on my Instagram or my LinkedIn. When it's ready, I'll tell you I'll send it to you. I've sent some copies to Lagos, Calabar, and other states. I've sent the copies to them. By the time it's ready, I'll just I'll inform the principal of Cityscope Academy, and he'll inform you people so that you can contact me. Then we'll discuss on how I'll send it to Lagos, because we have transportation here that delivers to Lagos. And then we also know your location in Lagos, because you know how Lagos is now. There's no the location, so we know the park to take the books to for safe delivery. So thank you very much. Nice meeting all of you. I pray that our paths will cross physically and we'll keep doing the business of tourism together.
Thank you so much, man. So we really spent a lot of time. I'm very sorry, good day, Kende. I couldn't take any more because we've taken a lot of time. We are out of time already. So please just bear with us. Please just bear with us.
No problem.
It's a pleasure having every one of us here. I think we've learned a lot this evening. And my name is Oluwatomisin. And just before we go, I would like to let us know that Cityscope Africa also has an app, which is Let's Go Nigeria. You can do well to check it out on Google Play Store and Apple Store. So it's there. You can check places. Wherever you are, you can just check places. You can also educate yourself on places you can go to whenever you travel around. So it would be a pleasure to also, particularly about Nigeria, to also know about your country, about tourist attraction in your own state. The attraction that is in our own state that we don't even know. But when you begin to search and you wow, there's this place in this state I could actually go to and then learn one or two things. So it's been a pleasure having everyone of us on board. And thank you so much, Madam Nanna Yakubu, for the wonderful presentation. We really appreciate you. And we know that other times we'll be able to come and talk more on tourism to make the industry better and to better equip each and every one of us. So on this note, I would like to say good night to every one of us. Wishing us a great week ahead and have a great night rest. Thank you so much.